Welcome back from that break, and now let's get deep into the conversation. What is it going to look like in the upcoming governorship election in Anambra State, slated to hold on the 18th of November 2025? It's beginning to look dramatic already, because some of the candidates or aspirants from different political parties, it does look like it's going to be a very tough one. But then let's get someone to help us make sense out of all of it. And joining me this evening in the studio is Dr. Francis Okoye. He is the member Apc Presidential Campaign Council 2023 and Public Affairs Analyst. He joins me live in the studio. It's a pleasure to have you. Good evening. Good
evening. Thank you for having me. My pleasure.
Welcome. Thank you too for coming. Well, first and foremost, it does seem like, APC, your party, which is your party, it seems like they have their eyes in Anambra State. APC wants to make Anambra State one of the APC's party. That's how they refer to it, is an APC party. It does look like this is what APC is targeting this time around. Is that it?
The truth of the matter is that it is high time Anambra State is connected to the center.
Okay.
And part of ways we connect to the center is joining the mainstream political party in Nigeria, which is the leading All Progressive Congress.
Okay.
APC is a party that we all know that has eluded Anambra State since 1999 or since inception. PDP has ruled Anambra State twice. APGA has ruled thrice. The current Anambra State governor, Professor Charles Soludo, is the third APGA governor. First APGA governor was Peter Obi, followed by Obiano, and now Soludo. Formerly, before now, PDP has ruled through Dr. Chimoke Mbadinuju and Dr. Chris Ngige. These are our 5 past governors. Taking into cognizance the parameters or the permutations currently at display in Anambra politics, it is APC's time to rule Anambra State.
Wait, I want to understand. It does look like the saying when during campaign, when Mr. President say it is my turn. What was that word again?
If you like, you can still apply it this way in Anambra State. It is APC's turn to rule Anambra State.
So to you now is about
I'm saying it without equivocation. It is our turn to rule Anambra State. PDP have had a fair share. See, why democracy is good is that if this party is not doing well, you chase them away, bring another party, test them. If that same party you've brought is not equally doing well, you probably test another party. Go to America. They are like running a 2-party system, but it's not the only 2 political parties in America, the Democrats and the Republican. But whenever the Democrats fail, the next election they test the Republican. Whenever the Republican fails, the next election they test the Democrat. That's how it is done. That's the beauty of democracy. Anambra State has tested PDP, has tested APGA. They are now interested in testing APC. Why did I say so? Look at all the people who are already declaring interest in contesting for Anambra State election as we speak today. Which political party has the highest quantum of aspirants? Is APC. The other day, somebody from APGA, they come from APGA and join our own party, Prince Nicholas Okachuku. The other day, somebody from PDP, they come from PDP and joined APC, the name of Professor Obioro Okonkwo. And in the next few hours, another person from Labour Party, Valentine Ozugbo, the immediate past Anambra State gubernatorial candidate for Labour Party in Anambra State, is joining APC. So if people from PDP, APGA, Labour Party are joining APC, that means we are the beautiful bride. That means every permutation is gearing towards APC producing successor to Soludo. That is the simple truth. The common man on the market in the street of Anambra, the market square, the village square, all of them are agitating that there must be a change. Not just a change for changing sake, but a change in the sense that the current situation in Anambra State is no longer palatable. The Anambra people are agitating that the current APGA government has failed them. They have failed in terms of infrastructure, failed in terms of security, failed in terms of social welfare, failed in terms of workers' welfare. The workers in Anambra State are complaining. We are the least paid in all the southern states in Nigeria in terms of minimum wage. Anambra State is the least paid. The governor will come and announce that we have increased minimum wage. To which level? To which parameters? If you add 10,000 naira to the salary of every worker in Anambra State, is that what the minimum wage implies? It is the state. This is in terms of workers' welfare. Then if you come to in terms of education, when Peter Obi was governor, Peter Obi on a regular basis always supports all the academic or educational institutions in Anambra State with millions of naira or billions of naira for them to improve their infrastructure. Anambra State used to come first in WAEC, NECO, and even JAMB when Peter Obi was governor. The same thing cannot be said to be the case now. We have even a professor as governor. And you think Anambra people are not taking note? Then you talk of infrastructure. The governor is claiming to be building road infrastructure in Anambra State. Now go to all those roads he's building. He is concentrating it only on roads that leads to his local government area of Agwata. He's an Isofia governor, not the governor of Anambra State. Even those roads that are leading to his place that he's constructing are not being constructed in a manner that you can call it a 21st century road construction. Go to Enugu State and see what the governor of Enugu State is doing. Go to even Ebonyi State. In fact, if you rate all the governors in Southeast, Anambra State governor is dragging the third position with governor of Ebonyi State. Or even governor of Imo State. That's the person who is dragging the last position with. You can't compare our governor with governor of Enugu State, who is doing marvelously well in all ramification. You can't compare us with other state governor, Alex Oti, who is doing well in all ramification. Before, Anambra State used to be a state where you used to say, if you want to judge states that are doing well in all parameters, Anambra State is leading in the south, not just in the southeast. But today is no longer the case. The high level of insecurity in Anambra State has taken sleep off the eyes of every Anambrarian. Each day you are sleeping, whether on the daytime or in the night, all your eyes will be open because you don't know what will happen in the next 1 minute. It is only in the tenure of Professor Charles Soludo that 2 sitting members of Anambra State House of Assembly were gruesomely murdered, kidnapped and murdered under Soludo's tenure. In fact, the first person that was killed was from his own constituency, the person representing him at the State House of Assembly. He was shot and killed, and his corpse dumped on the road along that axis. Then recently, somebody again from Onitsha constituency was equally kidnapped. I mean, I'm talking about members of Anambra State House of Assembly. And just the other day, his corpse were released, already decomposed. And they were said that the people that kidnapped him or killed him were said to have been arrested. And the emphasis on the arrest was how the security people were able to catch those who kidnapped them. That was the emphasis of the state government. So the death of a sitting member of the State House of Assembly didn't mean anything to the governor. And that is the man you want to return as governor. The APC that I belong to is ready. You heard it from our national chairman. He visited Anambra State 3 days ago. I was in Anambra. I just came back 2 days ago. And with all the NEC members, NWC members of our party, the national chairman, Dr. Abdul Haile Umaru Ganduje, came to Anambra State with all his entourage, NWC members, and they were in unison in making a declaration that they will give Anambra State all the necessary support to ensure that we produce an APC governor to join that of Ebonyi State and that of Imo State. So Anambra State is ever ready to produce an APC governor. Why did I say so too? Because if you look at all our aspirants so far, we have 5 of them. We have Professor Obiora Okonkwo, we have Prince Dr. Nicholas Okochukwu, we have Engineer John Bosco Onunkwo, we have MP Chukwuma Umoji, then we have Paul Chukwuma. These 5 individuals, soon we will have the man from LP joining us, making it 6 aspirants so far. I mean Valentine Ozubo, former MD of Transcorp. If you analyze all these people I have just listed here, these are people with so much good packages, so much credentials, so much competence, so much capacity that any of them who wins the primary can be able to beat Soludo Sili in the November 8th gubernatorial election. Do I go ahead and analyze the politics all of them have? Prince Nicholas Okachukwu is a man who we all know in Abuja here that owns Prince and Princess Estate. This is a man who is well versatile in the real estate industry. This is a man who has done well in the private sector, managed many companies of his successfully, listed in Nigerian Stock Exchange. Aside that, he has equally done well politically. This is the first man who won an election as Abuja Area Municipal Council Chairman, AMAC Chairman, in Abuja here, as far back as 1997. This is the man who equally won House of Reps election, the first Igbo man to win House of Reps election in Abuja in 1999. I'm talking about Prince Nicholas Okachukwu. Is it the man that Soludo can challenge? We have MP Chukwuma Umoji. Umoji is a former local government chairman. Umoji is a former House of Rep chairman. Two-time House of Rep, member. A man who has been elected twice at the Federal House, elected council chairman, former Argon chairman. Is it the person that Soludo can defeat? We have Paul Chukwuma. Paul Chukwuma is a grassroots politician too. Former campaign manager of Andy Oba's campaign. Which, you know, during Andy Oba's election, that election we almost took it, if not for one mistake. So, is it Professor Obiora Okonkwo, who we know owns one of the best airlines in this country, in sub-Saharan Africa? Professor Obiora Okonkwo is a man who has done well in the private sector too, using United Nigeria Airline, which everybody knows is one of the leading airlines in Nigeria today. If he has done well with that company, why can't he do well if he enters politics? Because what we have done in the past is that we make mistake of electing people who do not have address, electing people who have not shown capacity in the past position they have held. Or is it John Bosco Onunkwo, an engineer of repute, a man who has done well in his private in the company where he's working as a reputable engineer, a grassroots politician too. In fact, we call him youth general. This is a man who, whenever he speaks, the youth of Anambra listen. So these are people who have lined up, clean up to get APC gubernatorial ticket in Anambra. Right. Or is it Valentine Ozugbo that is joining us in the next few hours? These are people with capacity.
The next few hours, you say?
Yes, because he has already declared interest at the world level that he's joining APC. So somebody who has already gone to the world level to procure APC membership card is already our member. Why I said in the next few hours is that he will make it public in the next few hours.
All right, viewers, at this point our phone lines are now open. Call to join the conversation using the number on your screen. But then I want to ask again. I asked when you said it is APC turn. So to me, I see like, you know, the same what's it called, slang that was used local during the presidential so and I ask again, is it about political party?
See,
is it about political party? Is it about the fact that it is APC's turn, local, or it's about governorship?
It's about governance.
It's about governance.
It's about governance. Now, if it is not about governance, all these people who are leaving the other political parties they were members in before and joining APC, does it not give you a sign that yes, this is the party to beat this time? It is not a question of we are saying is our turn because it is APC's turn. It is a question. I'm coming. It is a question of something that whose time has come. Come in the sense that the current governor has not done well to deserve a second term. And people are looking for an alternative. And the best alternative today is APC. So because one, in Labour Party today, they don't even have one aspirant in Labour Party that is running for governor as of today. No, I mean Labour Party. They do have. I'm coming. They do then have. PDP doesn't have one too. Because if you say you don't want that guy in Anambra, you will look for alternative. And in looking for alternative, you have APC, my own party, you have Labour Party, you have PDP. So since these three are now the alternative that Anambra are looking for outside Apuga, the best they can choose now is APC, and that's why we have more than 6 aspirants so far. If you say Labour Party has, it's not more than 1. If you say they have, PDP 0. But
looking at the fact that the aspirant of Labour Party is a core member of APC who just decamped from APC, and not just a core member, one of the founders of APC decamping to Labour Party, you know, taking the ticket to run for the governorship election.
And who was that?
George. You don't know him?
Hi. I don't know why you are mentioning George here. If you go to Anambra State and mention George Moralo, none of us in APC knows George Moralo as our member, even when he was. George Morale was a former DG. I'm coming.
He's one of
he was a former DG. You can't answer funders by mouth. I'm answering APC stakeholder today because I'm doing something as a stakeholder.
Okay, so
you must take before you say you are. You must take before you say you are holding. As far as I'm concerned, I'm saying in this studio to tell you that George Morale never behaved like a stakeholder, never behaved like an APC member when he was in APC. He was a mole in our party, somebody who never attended any of our major party meetings in Anambra, or even the ones held in Abuja. I attended all of them. I didn't see him. Somebody who never supported the other financially. So how can you call him our member? And you are telling me here in this studio that because George Morale left APC to join Labour Party, that it is a minus to our party. I don't think it is so. We never knew him as even our member when he was. Because somebody that held that kind of position that Buhari gave him when Buhari was president should have used that position to empower Anambra. Tell me one single person George Morale empowered while he was head of, is it Niwa? Yes. Tell me one person in Anambra. Or one meeting, or one rally, or one event that he attended or he sponsored. And you are calling such person our member. No, come off it, please.
Okay. So, to you, he's not a loyal member?
No, not at all. Not at all.
But let's take a look at what is going on, in the national level. Do you think APC have what it takes to unseat the incumbent governor?
Yes, we have all it takes. The national chairman said it, and all of us there concurred the day he came to Anambra 3 days ago. Why did I say so? One of the major problems we have always had that make us not to produce governor of APC extraction in the past. Take, for instance, the last election of 2021, which almost eluded us. Tony Moye had been our candidate in the past, and he came second using APC. Now, Andy Oba in the last election was our candidate, and he didn't win the election. Why did we have studied why we lost or why we didn't win? Why? Because in most of those primaries, particularly, let me just Andy Oba's own, you will see situations where people who contested with the candidate, after the primary, they all leave the party, or they stay in the party and undermine the party's effort and work with APGA. That has been one of our major burn. So what the chairman said that day that he came to Anambra 3 days ago was that he got some kind of agreement, which later we will document it, from all the aspirants that this primary will be free, fair, and credible. That Andy Oba's own, I am saying it here, it wasn't free, fair, and credible. That was why people like George Morale opposed it and undermined the effort. This time around, we wouldn't want such situation. We have already written letters, made many presentations. I physically visited the national chairman with my team, and we made all these appeals that this coming primary should be free, fair, and credible, so that whoever that emerges the candidate of APC come 2025 will know that he is going there with all our mercenaries, all our supporters, stakeholders, and fellow aspirants, so that we go to the main election in unison to unseat Soludo. That is the only way we can achieve that, and I know we can do that. I know we can do it. We can do it this time around. So we have all it takes to unseat Soludo. Like I said, having listed the capacities of all these people who are running in my party, does Soludo have such electoral credentials before running for? Soludo has contested election before under PDP and lost. He has run 2 primaries and lost. I mean Soludo. Soludo has never won any gotten any electoral victory before becoming a governor. The only thing we knew him as was Professor of Economics and former CBN governor, which were never an electoral position. But all these people listed here have run for one electoral contest or the other.
The wealth of experience matters in governance, doesn't it?
Yes, I'm not saying it doesn't matter. These people I mentioned too, I equally listed some of their work experience, but particularly in the private sector too, and also in government. Umoji is a private person. Obio Okompo, I call, is he not a private person? Nicholas Yusuf Ukachuku, is he not a private? These are people who have handled their private businesses very successfully up to today, even in today's economy. And you are telling me they can manage the state of Anambra, coupled with their electoral value. So if Soludo that had no electoral value could become governor, these people that had electoral value and private business credentials can equally become governor and do way more than him. In fact, in the Anambra have united that we no longer have to elect somebody who claims to know it all. Our governor claims to know it all. He has commissioners who, when they go to state executive council meeting, he's the only one talking. How can you call people commissioner for this, commissioner for that, commissioner for that? Then when you come to the executive council meeting, it's only you that do the talking. You don't allow your commissioners to exercise their value, their brain, and to tell you, okay, this is how we can do it and get it better. You will always tell them at the meeting, I am Professor Nankete. I am better than all of you. Please do it my own way. That is the type of state we are running. One man show state. And we want a stop to that.
Okay, but then again, do you think your candidates, or of course, APC will have a flag bearer in the Anambra Governorship Election after the primaries, but how confident are you that your candidate is sellable to the Anambra people? Considering the fact that, considering the condition that Nigerians are into, a lot of Nigerians believe that APC sold unrealistic dreams to them. Looking at this is not the renewed hope that this government promised us. So you're very confident that your candidate is sellable.
I am very confident. I am using myself as an example. Each time I call a meeting of APC in my constituency or in my family house, people always attend. They are not attending because I'm sharing money, because I don't share money. I'm not an aspirant, neither am I running for any election. I don't share money. But if I call meeting that I didn't even cook food, people will come and listen to me and hear what I'm saying in terms of political orientation in Anambra State. See, every voter in Anambra has one or two people he listens to. That is the typical truth. In fact, not only in Anambra, anywhere in the world. Every voter has one or two people he consults before he makes a final decision on who to vote. So all of us APC stakeholders, grassroots generals, marshals, political leaders are already at the field. If you saw what happened during the time Ganduje came to Anambra 3 days ago, you will know that we are ever ready to take over, that we are confident, as you are asking, to take over Anambra State, and that in Anambra will vote for us. The crowd there was massive. In fact, before that event, APGA were saying that there was no APC in Anambra State. In fact, they were saying that the APGA has reached an agreement with Tinubu, our president, that Tinubu is going to support Soludo for second term. That has been the propaganda they are spreading all over the place. Then immediately the national chairman came and said there was no such agreement between APC and Soludo. All of them started changing their propaganda tune. What they are now saying that we are fighting in our rally. They alleged that we fought that day Ganduje came. In fact, they say that our state chairman's head was broken that day, that he was hospitalized. I personally made a video that same day. They were alleging it and put on my social media handle, discrediting their allegation, their propaganda that we fought on that day. Why there was no fight? That is to tell you that they are already getting the hit at Agwoka, because our APC secretariat in Anambra State is exactly opposite, strategically positioned opposite government house. So what we'll do is just do a walkover. We'll just walk over. We won't use car to enter Agwoka. Just use our leg trek and chase Soludo out of government house.
So, all right, viewers, let's take a short break, and when we return, we'll continue with the discussion. Do stay right there with us. Welcome back from that break, and we're still talking about Anambra State Governorship Election. And of course, I'm still being joined by Dr. Francis Okoye. He's been with me in the studio. Well, then, a lot of people believed that, a lot of people have argued that Governor Soludo has brought quite a number of, infrastructural developments as well as investments to Anambra State. So, again, what would your own candidate do differently?
It is a very big lie to say that Soludo, let me start with the investment. It is a very big lie to say that Soludo has brought a lot of investment.
He hasn't brought any?
Not even one. Really? Not even one. Yes, I'm saying it with authority on this studio. Not even one. In fact, when Obiano was governor, Obiano used to sign memorandum of understanding. In fact, we call him memorandum governor. Obiano signed more than 1,500 MOUs. None of them was implemented. So when Soludo came in, Soludo never signed any MOU. We never saw him signing even 1 or 2 MOU. We said, yes, that is good. At least he's doing away from his predecessors that signed more than 1,500 and never implemented any. At least let us see it in action. He's not signing alone, that is the issue. Let Soludo use another style of, at least let's see those investments. Because when investors come, they don't hide. It is always in the public glare. Up to today, we've not even seen the fake one, like the type Obiano signed, let alone the one that we can see on ground. How can the investors come when Anambra people are relocating to, people living in Anambra are relocating to Asaba, relocating to Enugu? How can investors come? Investors thrive or come in a place where there is conducive level of environment. Conducive in the sense that at least they will be assured of the security of their investment. If they build an industry in so and so place, that industry will be secured and not taken over by miscreants or chased away by kidnappers or armed robbers. But in Anambra State, every day you hear of armed robbery case, every day you hear of kidnapping case, though it has reduced in the last few days that he started this Agune chamber, because wherever the governor does well, I will commend him. There is this security outfit he put in that he called Agune chamber.
I'm surprised to hear from you that the governor hasn't brought any infrastructural development. Yes,
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. Why I said so is this. Like I told you earlier on this studio, that the only roads that we see in Anambra are roads leading to his local government of Agwata. Tell me another road that Soludo has constructed in Anambra and completed within the 63 years in office that did not lead to Isuofia. Is it a Epulobia flyover? Epulobia is just 5 kilometers to, not even up to 5 kilometers to Soludo's house. And all the roads leading to that flyover, he's giving them a very good nylon tie. They are all leading to his house. Tell me any other road, or is it the Anocha, Agolo Nanka road? That one is equally leading to Agwata too. So we know the political gimmicks. Every road that you see, even the quality of those roads are not and are nothing to write home about. They are not the kind of roads that you see in a 21st century governance. Go to any state and see what the governor is doing. Go to even Abia State and see what the governor is doing. These are governors that Soludo has been in office a year and before they came in. Soludo should go and learn how to bring investors to a state from any state governor. There is no passing week that Peter Mba doesn't bring. I mean, investors that you will see after they are being shown on TV this week, the next week you see them bringing all their materials, equipment and gadgets to invest in the state and start erecting structures. These are what you call investment. Not investment you just showcase on TV, you will see them again 4 years will go. So he has not brought even one single investor. Name just one. Let's start from there. None. So I know what I'm saying. So in the area of infrastructure, I score Soludo 30/100.
Wow, interesting. Okay, we know that the East have always had one major challenge, which is their insecurity. I want to ask, since you say you commend Soludo in the areas he has done well, and also speak against the areas he hasn't done well. So do you think he has done well so far? And again, secondly, what will your candidate do differently to address the insecurity challenge in the East?
Like I told you, in the last few days, his security outfit, the Agune Chamber outfit, has really done well. But they need to be careful. Why did I add the word carefulness? 5 days ago, there were stories and videos flying on the social media where 3 people from the governor's town were killed. Innocent people killed. How did it happen? This Agune Chamber outfit, either information given to them that there are people who are doing kidnapping or doing or what have you in a social and so place. I think I've forgotten the community that thing happened. And these people went there, arrested everybody there, killed some. And one family, one particular family, 3 of their children were killed, gruesomely murdered by this security outfit. It's on the social media. By
Soludo?
Yes, Soludo's security outfit. Chamber. Yes. And at the end of the day, it was found that, in fact, the President General of that very community, Soludo's community, came out on the media to say that these people were innocent, that they shouldn't have killed them. Up till today, the governor has not made any statement about it. In fact, the women of Isuofia, governor's town, governor is from Isuofia, their women went naked on the street protesting against the governor, criticizing his security outfit for killing those innocent people. See, we are not telling you not to tackle insecurity or chase away all these kidnappers and armed robbers. Every good Anambarian that means well for the state should support the government in that regard, like I support him too. But in supporting him, they need to be careful in order not to kill innocent people like they just did. Imagine a family losing 3 people when they did not commit the crime, just because they had an information that so and so kidnappers were there. They went and lynched all of them, killed many of them, and this family lost 3 people at a go, when actually they were innocent. So that is why I said they need to be careful. You don't just go about arresting people, killing people anyhow in the name of fighting insecurity. Now, where I condemn the government again on the area of insecurity is that, why did it take him 3 years? In the next 3 weeks, it will be 3 years of Soludos in office. Why did it take him 3 years? To realize that he needs to tackle insecurity. When my former Oga, Senator Ifeanyi Oba, was alive, Ifeanyi Oba brought out novel security initiative that he used in gauging the whole of Nnewi, where Ifeanyi Oba comes from. And he invited the governor to come and test run it and see that this thing has worked in my community. See if you can implement it statewide. The governor went to Ifeanyi Oba Stadium in Nnewi. He saw all the globally, approved security apparatus, gadgets, machines, guns, and every other thing that Ifeanyi Oba provided using the telecom initiative. And the governor saw it and said, wow, this is good, this is nice. In fact, we will implement it statewide. The governor made a statement there, commended Ifeanyi Oba. But do you know what? Immediately the governor left the stadium, he consulted with his state escorts or some people he normally consulted with. They told him, no, if you implement this thing, Ifeanyi Oba will take the glory. Better leave it. This thing happened 2 years ago. So the governor had already had opportunities of tackling insecurity, because this insecurity didn't start today. In fact, it was after his swearing in that it happened up. But he refused to do anything about it. Till now, this is election period. So if you ask us in the opposition, we can tell you that the governor is using that for political reasons, not for the actual security of life and property. Now you ask me, what will my party do differently? Yes. Let me give you an instance. Ifeanyi Oba was a candidate, was one of the leading aspirants before his death. May God rest his soul. Amen. He was a leading aspirant. If Ifeanyi Oba as a leading aspirant could have these security ideas that he had, that he called Soludo, even when he knew he would run an election against Soludo, he still called him to sell the idea to him. If he could have it, and Ifeanyi Oba was in our party, don't you think other aspirants in our party too? Take for instance, some of them have started releasing their manifesto, even though they have not really made it public. And in some of those novel manifestos, like I have read Priscilla Sokachu's own, I have read Chukwuma Moji's own, I've read Obioroko. These three people, I think I've read their manifestos, or where they have made speeches of what will be in their manifestos. I've read them. And most of them, these three people, brought out ideas on how to fix our insecurity. So our party or our aspirant or whoever emerges our candidate, we do a lot so differently to ensure, because the primary aim of government is the security of life and properties. Any government that fails to do these two critical things or major things, that government has failed. And that is what Soludo has done. So we see his government as a failure, having failed in securing lives and properties of Anambra. It is a pity that it is only Governor Soludo's tenure that we lose 2 members of Anambra State House of 2 sitting members, not former, 2 sitting members of the State House of Assembly. They were gruesomely murdered, kidnapped, murdered, and butchered under his watch as governor. Even one of them comes from his own constituency. It is a pity. We don't want such again. So APC as a party will enthrone a candidate who will be widely acceptable, a candidate who will be credible, a candidate who will be competent, a candidate who will be sellable and electable. And that person will emerge from my party to unseat Governor Soludo come November 8th.
Okay, then let's talk about this basic challenge to in Anambra State, which is the seat at home. It has also crippled businesses in Anambra State in terms of and has also reduced the level of development that is supposed to have come to Anambra State. Does the party, your candidates or your party, have any any sort of way of solving that, or what do your party have in mind to do regarding the seat at home?
Part of what we have in mind is to make continuous appeal to Mr. President to release Nnamdi Kanu. The continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu by the federal government, even though he wasn't detained under Tinubu, but it is still my party, the APC under Buhari, that detained Nnamdi Kanu. So part of the ways I think my party will help solve this sit at home or high level insecurity in the entire Southeast is by continuous appeal to Mr. President to release Nnamdi Kanu. That is number 1. Then number 2, the one at Finland, Eba, that man should be severely dealt with. I heard that he is already in incarceration. If he is in incarceration, that man should be brought to justice, because most of the speeches, videos, or his releases from Finland is causing repose in the Southeast and creating this unnecessary insecurity. So if these 2 things are done, which all the aspirants in my party are equally agitating, I'm aware that Ikukuoma, Prince Nicholas Okachukwu, and Professor Obiora Okonkwo, and Umoja, I'm aware that these 3 people, even John Paul, John Bosco Onukwo, I'm aware that these 4 people have already made statements regarding Nnamdi Kanu. So if this Nnamdi Kanu is released and the man talking shit from Finland, Eba, is really taken care of justifiably, I think the level of insecurity in the entire Southeast will come to a barest minimum.
It's fantastic to know that your party and your candidates are making move. I've also heard the deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, spoken or appealed to Mr. President in that regard. But having people like Benjamin Kalu and your party members appealing to Mr. President for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, have you gotten any green light or any positive response regarding his release? The
engagement is continuous, and I believe
but so far you haven't gotten any response at all.
Yes,
it's just a one-step move.
No, the president keeps engaging them. The other day, Minister for State for Women Affairs, Bianca Ojukwu, made a statement that he has equally met Mr. President on that. And this kind of thing, you can't just come out and quote the president. You will allow that statement to come out from the president himself. So whatever you have gone and discussed with the president, you will only come out and tell the public that discussion continues. And I think that's what the best thing to say about it. And what I want to appeal to all these people in my party is that engagement should be continuous. Let it not be a one-off something that if you do this one, you like. I have just made an appeal here on this studio. Let everywhere meaning Anambrarian, everywhere meaning Southeasterner, keep the spirit of this appeal burning so that the president can heed to our appeal. It is an appeal. We are not giving him an order because he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Whatever he says stands. So we are making an appeal to him to please release Nnamdi Kanu.
And what if he doesn't oblige to your appeal?
I think Mr. President is a listening president. I don't want to have a negative mindset on that, because take for instance the issue of Southeast Development Commission. This is one thing that the Southeasterners have clamored for over the years, but yesterday it came into fruition. We never believed it. In the past 57 years, we have agitated for that 3 R's to be implemented, and it is already been implemented through the coming on board of the Southeast Development Commission, which was inaugurated. Members were inaugurated yesterday, and I was there yesterday to witness it. So I don't want to have a negative mindset on any appeal to Mr. President, because even those that we didn't appeal to him, he has done them. Today, Igbo people have Minister for Works. We have never had it in the last 45 years. We have it today. Today we have Chief of, is it Naval Staff? He's an Igbo man. The President did it for us. We have Minister of State Foreign Affairs, Bianca, an Igbo woman. Can I go on and mention them? Deputy Speaker you just mentioned is an Igbo person. So it is high time Igbo people realize that this administration of Tinubu is really doing a lot to assuage our feelings of the marginalization of the Igbo race.
All right, one more question before we go. I want to believe and be optimistic that your candidate and your party, like you said, have good plans and intentions for the people of Anambra. But when you talk about Governor Soludo not have done so well, do you think we should borrow one word that your party members have always used, give President Tinubu more time? Do you think we should borrow that word in his own regard? Should we? Do you think he should be given more time? This is just the first tenor, and every time that Nigerians have argued or complained about the economic policies and crises that came with this current administration, members of your party have always argued, give President Tinubu more time. So don't you think the same thing should be applied? Or
you don't compare the Anambra situation with the Nigerian situation. Many things have gone wrong under Buhari before Tinubu came in. Tinubu made a lot of mess.
Perhaps so many things must have gone
wrong. No. I'm trying to tell you the Anambra I come from. No, nothing has gone wrong. This is an Anambra that Obiano handed one of the highest investments that a state government can make to Soludo. Where are those investments? We have an international conference center built by Obiano, handed over to Soludo. We have an airport for the first time in how many years? Built by Obiano, handed over to Soludo. Do you know that today, Anambra State Airport that Obiano left as governor doesn't fly in the night? Immediately to 6 p.m., that airport will look like a mortuary. Nobody will be there again. Like other airports like in Delta, Enugu and other places that you see them flying in night routes. But Anambra doesn't. What is the reason? Just 350 million naira that our governor Soludo should have released for them to procure one particular equipment that will enable them fly in the night. Soludo refused to do it. So if Obiano could leave such gigantic investment for him and he couldn't maintain them, why do you want to return him? So that's why I say you can't compare Soludo's situation with Tinubu's situation. Soludo has shown us that under 3 years, see, if Tinubu stay in office 3 years, he's just getting to 2 years. If Tinubu stay in office 3 years as Soludo has stayed, you cannot begin to do the comparison together. So far, Soludo has shown us that, in fact, see, Soludo came to office with high hopes. Where are the high hopes? Because we are seeing a former CBN governor, a professor of economics, somebody who has this bloated ego. Soludo is someone who shows his bloated ego. Who told you during the campaign that he's coming to help in Anambra, that he has passed the level of becoming a governor. He told us this severally during the campaign. So you score him in totally competent. Yes, so we had that high hope that he will do marvelously well. In fact, in one of his campaigns, he said he will turn Anambra to Dubai, African Dubai, Taiwan. Now we have not even seen a Kudi. Yes, he has not even turned us to look like a Kudi in Enugu, let alone Dubai and Taiwan. Hey, Soludo has not done marvelously bad. I use the word marvelously bad as a governor. Incompetent. Yes, very incompetent. He needs to be sacked. All right. Thank you very much for being with me in the studio. It's been wonderful having you around. Well, viewers, this is where we draw the curtain on today's program. Dr. Francis Okoye has been speaking with us. He is a member of the All Progressive Congress, APC, and also a public affairs analyst. It's been wonderful having you. Until you come your way some other time, keep watching Kaftan Television. I remember Messi Emily, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Have yourself a great evening.